To understand the dire, potentially catastrophic effect of climate change on biodiversity today, let's go back in time 250 million years ago to an event known as the Great Dying, or the third mass extinction. Volcanoes in Siberia released large amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which destabilized the climate and acidified the ocean. Warming caused positive feedback loops, which led to more warming, and altogether, more than 70% of species on Earth were lost forever to extinction. That's a scary analogy to think about, but it's the road we're headed down today, this time because of fossil fuel pollution instead of from volcanoes. In the modern context, we've already seen extinction of several whole plant and animal species caused by extreme weather events. And wherever you live, there are climate change vulnerable species in your backyard. Here in Santa Cruz, climate change has contributed to the drastic decline in monarch butterflies. Soon, our streams will be too hot for salmon, and our weather too hot and dry for our iconic redwood forests. And it's all across the planet that declines have been driven by climate change. Reindeer, polar bears, the Tasmanian devil, sea turtles, coral reefs, African elephants. So what can we do about it? That's what my research aims to address. First, we need to understand how climate change affects species differently. Some species, like the pike I research, are vulnerable because many of their populations already live at the tops of mountains, so they can't move up higher on the mountains to stay cool. Other species, like the endangered lizard I research, are vulnerable because there isn't enough food for them to survive during droughts. In a recent study, I used the California mega drought as a window into what's likely to befall these lizards all the more frequently in the future. Second, we need to identify which species are most vulnerable. I'm working with Calfish and Wildlife to assess which species are already living at the edge of their climatic tolerances, which species will be able to move on their own to track climate, and which species won't be able to keep up. Third, for those most vulnerable species, we need to find ways to save them. Assisted migration, physically helping species move to newly suitable habitat, may be a solution for some species. For other species, like the endangered lizard I work with, I'm looking into whether habitat improvements, like native shrub restoration, could help make the species more resilient to climate change. But there are 9 million species on Earth. Trying to help each species cope with climate change individually is very challenging. A far better solution is to rein in and reverse climate change. To that end, I hope that simply sharing these species stories with newspapers, public radio, National Geographic, and audiences like these will get people talking and help contribute to solving the crisis.